just leave. There we go. Hey, bud.
Hey, bud, what's going on?
Not much. Just been playing this for 4 hours.
4 hours? Damn, man. You going for a marathon, huh?
Well, I don't have to work today, so I can just keep going, you know.
Yeah, I'm off as well. I do have work I need to do around here, though. I got to get started in about an hour, though.
Yeah. What are you thinking of playing?
I'm not sure yet. I'm finishing these replies up on the forum on these debates on the current take situations. But I don't know, man. I'm good with whatever. We can, whatever you feel like, man. I actually was grinding my German Air last night. I was using my TIE 154 a little bit, and wasn't getting much help from my squad mates. But anyways, I don't know, man. I have my gotta have my heart set on getting that 262 with the cannon for my German line. I'm a little bit off of it. I still gotta go through about 4 or 5 more planes, which that shouldn't be too hard to do.
The Polk?
Yep.
Yeah. You said the TIE 154, right?
Yeah, that's what I was playing last night. I was doing my HE. Let's see, my premium. Let's see here. I was running my what was I playing last night? Yeah, my HE 219. I was running it a little bit as well, but I just figured I could fight better. You know, I could do better with the TIE 154 than the HE 219.
Yeah.
We can give that a go if you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll see how it does at 5.7, and then if it isn't very good,
yeah,
I'll just drop down.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me, boss. I'm probably going to be shooting towards the ground if it depends on what the air looks like.
Well, it's heavy with P-47s at the moment.
I got you. Yeah, that's for sure. And they were gaining on me pretty good last night. I couldn't compete with them last night. I guess they got a little bit of a buff.
Nah, they're just really good planes. Like, the fact that they don't take off from the airfield, and they climb faster than you do. Like, they're always going to be in a better position than you are.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the changes then to like the Leopard and stuff like that?
Hold on a second, kid. I don't mind it. It doesn't upset me. One, that everybody was aware of it, or should have been aware of it before they GE'd the thing, because War Thunder. Oh damn mic battle. War Thunder, or the developers already made the announcement. I remember reading or seeing something about it that to expect the reload rate, you know, that it was not, you know, correct. So,
well, when it was... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Not, you know, to expect the reload rate to be, you know, changed. And also, I mean, everybody knew BR changes were coming as well.
Yeah.
The poor 7.7 guys were having to face that thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, but actually in a debate now, people are talking about the Abrams and there's no way to really nerf that thing because it's already, War Thunder already made a public announcement, you know, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago, last week and a half ago, about all the tanks. Are like, look, he pretty much openly said we've got that thing below its estimated lowest values already.
Yeah.
You know, there's really nothing, which they did a few nerfs to it. The mat and the accuracy has dropped off a little bit on it, like they did the XY, you know, the MBT 70. but back in the day when it was the thing. But I think just taking the Abrams to 9.7 would help out a lot. It would keep people at 8.3 from facing it.
Yeah.
You know, that would help. But so far as the T64A getting that round, I know why they did it. That upgraded APFSDS.
The 440mm one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
To pin the Abrams turret, just because most of those guys don't have, you know, they don't have a T64B, and
Yeah.
I think the fix was the nerf to the Abrams was the counter is the T64B, which you've heard me say that 100 times.
Yeah.
And to get T64B players up, well, hell, they just pretty much modeled a T64A with similar ammo, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not too upset about that, honestly.
Yeah, that makes sense. They also added that HU shell, and I had no idea why they added that. And then somebody said,
Well,
when
yep.
with the MiGs, like
Yep.
when the MiGs first came out, what they did was, just give me a sec, I'm gonna get killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kidding me. How is he not dead?
Yep. My Hornet there. You up there in a bee's nest, man. You got 4 or 5 of them up there, don't you?
Yeah, he should have died though. I pumped a lot of rounds into him and they just sparked. The reason why I'm not using Mine Shot is because I don't like it. That's why.
Yeah. I got you.
I'm streaming, by the way, if you didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, you are or you're not?
I am.
Okay, I got you.
Probably should have told you.
Oh, yeah, well, I assumed you were. So, yeah. I mean, our April was prepared to not say anything bogus. But, go after this A26 and off myself. But, they really, I think, the solutions, I'd rather talk solutions than I would my opinions. But I just feel like the solution, honestly, is move to Abrams to 9.7 so 8.3s won't face it. Leave the T64s alone at this point now. Just leave them both where they're at.
Yeah.
That they need to fix the damn Challenger, man. That Challenger is catching, it's not performing like it's supposed to at all. There he is. But the Challenger needs a lot of work.
What do you think is the issue? Do you think it's the fact of the turret, or do you think it's the speed, or what?
No, the turret, man. The
Turret?
turret's acting right.
I think they should make the turret pretty much impenetrable, just from everything.
Yeah, they got it. It's too. Oh shit! I didn't even see the damn mountain there. But yeah, the turret's too choppy, man. It's not acting correctly. You know, it's only in the only direction that the turret is acting proper is straight on, like we did in our tests.
Yeah.
But you go out past like 1,000 meters and you load like APDS or any other kind of kinetic round, I'm in damn lock, crew lock for 3 minutes. Let me find another plane. Let's see here.
Not all 8.3 can pen T64B. I think most can, though.
Yeah. Well, I think if I did change anything on T64B, I would take it to 9.7 as well. But just to keep it from facing like your M60s and your Chieftains. But the Abrams should go 9.7. It can't, if they nerf it any more than what they have already, it's not an Abrams anymore, man. It's just not.
Yeah.
What you want me to do? I got 2 minutes left on this crew lock, man.
Yeah, you can keep talking. It's all
You
good.
can go. You can go ahead and go in another match if you want, man.
Yeah, right, sure. But, yeah, I mean, they've already said that they're fine with making freaks of nature, so why not just Frankenstein it up a little bit more? If they want to go, like, the way I read that War Thunder News bulletin they put out, they are trying...
When was that put out?
The one where they talked about the armor and how they don't know the full historical values, so they're kind of guessing. Yeah, I'll try Mind Show this time. But how they're kind of... They're estimating massively about everything, because they can't get the documentation, like that one. So, if they decide, right, we're going down the balance route, then they will do shit like that. And it'll annoy a lot of people, but if it works, it works. If it benefits the game as a whole, I think you'll get a lot less pissed off people.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing right now is a lot of pissed off Germans.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh, yeah. Don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but there's a lot of Westerners that are really pissed off about what they did to the 2K. But in War Thunder's defense, they warned everybody ahead of time, and it's failure on the people that did not pay attention that thing was going to go through some drastic changes. But my argument is this: why did you even release it like it was then? You know, why release it like it should be and go from there? Because you got people who dropped a lot of GE on there. I'll tell you this right now: if I'd have dropped GE on that thing, if I'd spent 20,000 GE modding it, spading it out and buying it and all that stuff, converting it, man, and then I woke up the next day and it was nerfed like that, I would be filing for my money back through PayPal. Yeah. I mean, I would be mad. I would really be mad. And the polls on the forum prove that, you just pissed off a bunch of folks. And I promise you, if they do the Abrams like that, and after already acknowledging that the Abrams is as low as it can go, being, as lowest scale of everything. Yeah. And then y'all go in and nerf it after all these Westerners done dropped all this cash into the game for that tank and the popularity. That's the most popular tank in game. Yeah. Like it or not, fanboys or not, that thing around the world is very popular in this game. And it's the most popular tank. I don't care what anybody says. It is. You can look at any matchmaker queue rate and you'll see what they got queued. Yeah. And that says it all there. You gonna piss some customers off bad if they really screw that up. And so I think just taking it to 9.7, I know taking it to 9.7 where it's facing the 8.7 tanks and above will, that way, because most of the people that are crying about it aren't the ones in the T-64Bs. It's the ones that don't even have these tanks yet. It's the ones that are like at or 8.3 and stuff, or they just now knocked on the door into top tier rank 6, and they have a lineup of mostly rank 5 stuff. Now they can't compete. Of course they can't. And it's aggravating. It's very aggravating. Trust me. I ground out the whole American tree facing IS-6s and shit. Trust me. I know what it's like. I
remember back in the day where the Pershing went up against the Tiger 2H and the Pershing couldn't reliably pen it at all. So it was literally like you try and hit that sliver where the gunner is, and then 50% of the time it doesn't go through anyway. And he just looks at you and your turret falls off. It was incredibly annoying. But yeah, you're right. Like, I think the reason it's at 9.3 is so it gets matches. Yeah. And then once enough people have, because they did the same shit with the MBT, the KPZ, and the T64A.
Yep. Like they come in at 8.7 or something.
I think they came in at either 8.7 or maybe even 8.3, like whatever the top BR was at the time. and then they became the top BR. They'll do exactly the same thing with the B and the Abrams. But if they put, well, they probably won't put the Challenger up there, because the Chieftain 10 isn't 9.0, is it? It's 8.7, isn't it? Or is it
Which
9.0?
one?
The Chieftain Mark 10.
Oh, it's 9.0.
9.0, okay.
Yeah, man, it shouldn't be. It should be 8.7.
Yeah. But yeah, it's... I don't think you put the Challenger up, but... I mean, if they actually gave it its proper round, if they gave it a good turret, yeah, you stick it up there. It's got too many issues right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done, Killer. Hope you enjoy it. It's got some rave reviews, we'll say. Like, hopefully... how long did it take them to change the BRs of the MBT and the KPZ? It was like a month, right?
It wasn't maybe like a month, maybe. Yeah.
3 weeks to a month.
Maybe a month. They started nerfing the MBT on week 2. Yeah. At first it was reload rate, and then after that it was accuracy. The accuracy got worse and worse over that next couple weeks, the accuracy spread. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I played it last night with Rex a little bit and was shooting it, and guess what? That thing is a laser. It's a tack driver again. You can drill all the way out to 2,000 and 3,000 meters. Wherever you put it is where it's going. But you do that with the Abrams, it's experiencing the same accuracy spread that the MBT 70 did, or the KPZ 70 did, with its kinetic rounds when it was the quote unquote OP tank. Yeah. You know, so it's just interesting to see. I've got an ace crew, so I'm able to watch this every day.
Yeah.
And keep up with it, which I do, and I'm one of the few. Matter of fact, I'll go do it right now. I'll do a test drive with it right quick and check it today. Tell you what, I'll go into. I'll just go on the fast test drive. I was gonna go in polygon tank, but it takes too long to load.
It would be, because there's a site for World of Tanks which does all the hidden stats and shit, like of each tank. It would be really nice if there was that type of website for War Thunder, because there is a shit ton of hidden stats.
Oh yeah, you have to, the only way you find, and I'm ignorant to how to do it. I could figure it out, but I really, it's not my forte. But somebody like yourself, whatever, you go in there and you can look at the files or how they model the accuracy and everything, and I'm sure it's just a simple little thing like, hey, we're gonna go down with this, just a little bit like a volume control. Just kind of like, let's open that accuracy spread up just a little bit more there. That should be all they need. But I was trade firing with a T64 Bravo at like 25 or 2400 last night with Rex, and man, my rounds were hitting to the left or to the right of the tank, and I was just staying stationary. I never changed my point of aim. Yeah. And the rounds were just like floating left and right. Sometimes I hit them, sometimes I won't. And I got a recording of me drilling one at my longest shot ever in game with a kinetic round at 3,050 meters. And I got to save that, and we'll put that whenever we decide to do the podcast. I'd rather wait till the dust settles a little bit what's going to happen. But anyways, and I was drilling that guy, man. But it's definitely changed. It's no doubt about that. No doubt at all.
Yeah, it's weird.
And also, I can't confirm it because there's no source to it, but I know I did race a T64A yesterday when I got home, and the T64A off-road kept up with my Abrams all the way across the map for about 2,000 meters in.
Really?
It kept up with it. Yep, sure did.
That sounds weird. Do we know anyone with a fully spaded one?
No. That was in a match, and the guy was on the team. I said, hey, I want to check something, and chat, and he said, sure, let's do it. And we raced. It was in Poland, And sure enough, from the spawning pole all the way to the hill on the wood line, he stayed right on behind me the whole like within like a tank or two of me the whole time. Yeah. He's like, "Wow." He's like, "Dude, I thought those things were faster." I was like, "Me too. They were." I don't know. So.
Yeah. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see going forward what they do, because I think it's safe to say they're gonna do something.
Yeah, they are. Like right now, I'm firing at 1,600 meters, and I have probably I would say, facing a T-64B, my spread is half the width of the tank at 1,600 meters.
Yeah.
So twice that. That means that you'll probably miss 50% of the time. You won't be able to hit your mark. You won't be able to make your kill shots. So you'd have to hit a broadside shot.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I was using the Magak earlier. I actually don't think it's that bad. I think people are overblowing how bad it is.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of hype, just like how, how OP some tanks are. If any tank is overpowering, I would say it'd be a tank that you have a very small percentage to kill from the front that is rushing you, that you can't penetrate, and can reload damn near as fast as you, and has a gun that can penetrate you anywhere. Yeah. And there's only one tank that fits that bill.
Yeah, so IS-6.
Yeah, it'd be something like along the lines of the IS-6 or a T-64, Bravo. Wink, wink. But yeah, you don't hear the Abrams guys really complaining about it because, we got the mobility to deal with it in most cases. But
you haven't seen full teams of them yet?
No, I have not.
That's going to be the change for me. Like when you get at least half a team of T-64Bs.
Yeah, which I have. I've faced probably a handful of matches that I had like teams of 5 or 6 or more of them, and on the opposing team. And I'll tell you this: we did not win.
Yeah.
They mopped us up. One guy had 11 kills. He had 7. He killed 7 Abrams.
That was the screenshot you put in, right?
Yep. And he had 7 Abrams kills, and everybody was like, "You can't judge that off of one match." I was like, "Buddy, this is just." Everybody always assumes like that was just one freaking nature match. No, that was just one guy that killed 7 Abrams and then had 11 kills before I was killed out of the match. I was like, no, that was just a seriously good match. I just want to show the potential, but before that, we were losing against the T-64Bs. Every time there was a handful or more, we would lose. Yeah. But the T-64A can be kill friendly by them easily, but the thing is now it has a round that's just as efficient as the T-64's upgrade round. It has a round that goes through the turret cheeks of the Abrams, so therefore armor is not a thing for the Abrams. Facing the 2K, facing either T-64 now, and facing the Leopard A1A1. So you have 4 tanks there that can kill it from the front at distance. So I mean, to me, that's balanced enough, man. It's all up to player tactics at that point. And anybody wants to argue win rate, my God, when you got 50 Abrams queued up and you only got like 12 Russians queued up, win rate's gonna go to the majority, man. I'm sorry, it just is.
Yeah.
It just is, and that's why I think it's a bad idea to go by win rate until there's equal numbers on each side having at each other, It's just, we need more TC64 players, 64 Bravo players, let me say, before any more drastic measures go in. You just need that. But I feel like the T64A upgraded round was a good balance measure against Abrams. That's fine with that, but I'm also fine. If you're going to do that for that tank, then you probably need to go revisit some some good old British guys, and you need to visit some M60s that are with that same logic that they apply to it. They need to apply that logic to some of those tanks, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know, I keep seeing people mention the KP70 and MBT70. It needs a better APFSDS RAM. No, I don't think so. Leave it alone. That it suits the bill. It does everything fine. And matter of fact, they're faster than the Abrams, man. They Rex passes me on the MBT70 a good bit, and all my teammates when I have my Abrams out, they're passing me. So I know that's how the speed was nerfed, because that wasn't happening before in my Abrams, and now they're passing me right out the gate now. So
doesn't Rex have his Abrams?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He should. Yeah.
I was just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's definitely interesting to think about, like, because I think it just shows that they may have jumped the gun a little bit with the vehicles. Like, I understand, as I've said before, like, putting in the Abrams and the Challenger and, you know, they're iconic vehicles, but it may have been worth putting in some of the prototypes.
Yeah, I agree. That's why, you know, and, you know, that's why I doubted it, man, when we talked about it a month or 2 months ago, whenever this talk was.
Yeah.
We have this redundant, man. I was betting the XM1, man. I just felt like the Abrams with the BR setup is just too far ahead, man, and as War Thunder already acknowledged openly to everybody, they have it below its lowest estimated values already in game.
Yeah.
So just imagine if they decided to go midway with it, right out the gate, dude, you wouldn't have stopped it, man.
Yeah.
Hell, they're having a hard time stopping it now. So, I mean, and it even gave it its 833 round. Oh shit, y'all would have been. Oh, dude, I mean, there would be no matches ever in top tier because everybody'd want to play that tank. They'd have to, if they want a match, they'd have to go arcade instead of realistic. And bear in mind, a lot of people, I wish people would define that more so when they have these conversations, that they're referencing realistic or RB battles, not arcade. Arcade is so protected and sheltered from shots and elements of the game and tactics versus RB. RB is a different animal altogether. It's easier to take out tanks in RB versus arcade. Arcade, you seem to have kind of an armor buff to a degree.
It's because you can waggle everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why would you hit that one?
But yeah, the Challenger needs a lot of work. Challenger can actually be at 8.7. I mean, I'm not. It just can't compete, man. It can actually be 8.7. I would not have a problem even if I had to fight against it. I would not mind it being at 8.7. If I could kill that thing with my 7.7s, man. I would not be intimidated if I saw a Challenger and I was in my 7.7 German lineup. I wouldn't be intimidated. That ought to speak a little bit of volume.
At the same time, the lineup that you put around it is so subpar compared to the other lineups that you have as well. Like, what do you run with it? Chieftain 10 and Falcon?
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got, man.
So you've got the worst top tier AA of any nation. Because you're comparing it to the Gepard, the Vulcan, and the Shilka, which all have that radar shit now, and you don't have. And
half the ammo. You're out of your ammo in a few. You know, if you got 2 or 3 planes, you're fixing to use all your ammo up on on all those planes.
Yeah.
You know, not counting trying to kill a tank with it or demobilize a tank.
Hope you're doing well, man.
It takes a lot.
Yeah. I hope you're doing well, bud.
But I don't know, the British, there needs to be, they need to have dedicated teams.
You know, like, you mean full British teams?
Yeah, dedicated, like the dev guy. I don't know how they're structured. Okay, I don't know if they go off of just numbers like win rates and stuff. I don't know if they actually play the game. I don't know, man. But they need dedicated, unbiased players that are credible to you know, just like what we're discussing right now. Both of us are pretty unbiased, man. You'll have a lot of and for the most part, I think most YouTubers are to a degree unbiased when it comes to reviews. And it's not hard to pick it out real quick, you know.
Yeah,
but,
I was gonna
you
say
know,
that.
just some of yeah, I'm with you on that. I ain't gonna get into those politics, but I'll leave that alone.
Well, well, it's very easy to tell if there's a little bit of bias.
Yes.
Like, we've all
yeah,
seen,
of course. You know, I'm I'm a paramilitary guy, man, and I love my Americans. That's my patron. That's where I am. I am dedicated and committed to my American tree. Okay, I just am. But I love the German tanks. I love the British tanks. Yeah. I'm not big on the Russian tanks. I just feel like, and I have my own personal reasons for that. But yet, I can turn that off and go in there and play them and give you my honest opinion of how the lineups need to be, or if the lineups are too overpowering at a certain BR compared to another one. And when people say OP or overpowering, they need to understand that
you can join.
I'm not talking.
You can join in a bit, Apple. We're just going through the rank 6 stuff right now. But anyway, go on. Sorry, Mofo.
Yeah, you're fine, but what I'm getting at is that people need to not get skill and tactics confused with OP or overpowerment definitions versus the actual tank. And what I mean by that, if you could take just the average player and put him in tank X, and he can run the map and he wins 90% of the time no matter what, and he's not using hardly any tactics or skill or anything in this tank X versus skill players in tank Y that is barely winning against these guys in tank X, you know, and regardless of the tactics they use. Well, yeah, there's where I wouldn't say nerfs or buffs need to happen, but I think that's where BR changes need to kind of happen. I'd rather see a BR, you know, there's a gray area there, you know.
Yeah.
If they're trying to stay historically correct and do balance, then adjust it by BR. And that's why I argue with people that say, hey, that's not the right time frame or time period. Okay, so you want to take your Shermans up against a mouse? You know what I mean? Come on, let's use your head a little bit. You know, let's forget about time frames when it comes to tanks versus each other. Because I promise you, the Germans, nobody could beat the Germans in War Thunder if you want to go by time frames. It's just not going to happen, man. Yeah. You know.
Well, if the thing is, like, if you want to throw in historical matchmaking, you got to throw in a bunch of other shit at the same time. And the bunch of other shit at the same time is shit like Tigers spawning without engines, or Tiger only having one Tiger 2 versus 20 Shermans, like shit like that.
Because that's what won the war was numbers, not the tank, but numbers. You know, there was what did we have, like 15, 20 Shermans to every Tiger or something like that, to that degree, the Allies.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous like that.
Don't quote me on that, but it was along those lines, right?
It was a massive majority, we'll say that, instead of giving like a number. It's an overwhelming majority, just like the T-34s.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be too tough for a matchmaking code to do, right? That would slow down matches for everybody, because this thing's gonna have to compute and weight and dice everybody, all these percentages up to bring it into the correct balance for it to work, right? So they're not gonna do that. So they use a BR system, right? Yep. So that's where the BR system comes in. That's why, you know, but I think they need to quit doing the buffs and nerfs. They need to stay as accurate as they can to values, and balance through BR. Like like I was saying, take the Abrams to 9.7, so it wouldn't face the 8.3s of the opposition, because it's no fair for them. They can't fucking do nothing with it, man. But anyways, but it's, I just feel like we should have had the XM1 before the Abrams. And I really think it was just a business deal. They knew it was going to make them a lot of money, and it obviously did. Look at how many on day one. I can tell you this: when I GE'd my MBT-70 on day one, I only seen like maybe 5 or 6 that day. Different players in it.
Yeah.
When I GE'd my Abrams, well, I power grounded it for the first 3 hours or so. I got halfway through it, and then I GE'd the rest. When I got in a match with it, buddy, half my team was Abrams. I said, "Holy hell!" I was like, "Wow, that was day one."
Yeah.
I was like, "War Thunder made a crap load of money today."
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, the way I'm looking at it right now is all of the issues that we're thinking of, like with the M1 Abrams, basically the M1 Abrams and the T64B, those are the 2 top runners. Think about the next patch, or the patch after, where they've already confirmed the M1A1 and possibly the M1A2, and then some version of a Leopard 2.
Yep.
And the same shit is going to happen again.
Oh yeah, it is.
And people are going to be pissed again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I really hope they put the M1A1, excuse me, off till sometime near the fall. I'm thinking they're going to do that. I think it'll be later this year. It'll be after the mid-year mark, but the Germans need production model Leopards to compete. Another thing they need to do, honestly, Cold War era, they need to lift that wall. I don't know why they can't lift that mechanism out, but if you have, just say, rank 5s in your lineup, then the German ban wall for not allying with the Allies is dropped.
Yeah.
Meaning, they can ally with British and Americans at that point. The other Axis nation, the other nations, I mean, it's just, they're filler, man. But they got nothing to put into the pot at rank 6. They really don't. So they're irrelevant in this discussion altogether for right now. But your top 4, what's your 3 cornerstones, really, your American, German, and Russians, and then the 4th one, the British line. The British line is just the weakest corner out of the 4 right now. It's just, and you said it perfectly. At rank 6, they don't have a rank 6 lineup that's competitive at all.
Yeah.
At all. You've got to really love those tanks to want to play them at rank 6. And you got to be seriously conservative. But
it'll be interesting to see, because the thing is, if they do add the M1A1 and the Leopard 2, it does actually bring other nations into the fold. Like, the Japanese have 2 tanks they could easily add for that VR. Hey, Bernard. For the British, I mean, if they ever had the Challenger 2, that would be hilarious. So then you got that. The Italians have the Ariete, which is basically a shittier Abrams.
Yeah.
And then the French have the Leclerc, which is a shittier Leopard 2.
Yeah.
But it's still basically a Leopard 2.
And you touch on a perfect point there, man, too. You said, that's where the other nations come in. And you're exactly right. And that's what's making me think that they're going to keep pushing that, because they bring that time era in, that opens the door for the other nations that have been neglected, because they have tanks in that era.
Yeah.
Whereas they don't before. And that's business tactic wise, that's a smart move. This is a business, man. These guys aren't trying to do people favors, all right?
Yeah.
It's a business. They want to make money. Well, the M1A1 comes in. The Leopard 2 AV comes in. I think the AV will be here for the M1A1. I hope to God it is. I had to listen to our buddy Daddle the other day. He was a little bit salty about that. Sorry, Daddle, if you're listening, man, or do watch this. But yeah, he was a bit salty. He didn't like hearing that about the M1A1, and he thought we were kind of full of it. I was like, no, sir, they already announced it. So
yeah, they made it known in a future update.
Yep, sure. So I think the next, I'm expecting the T64 BV, just the B with the ERA on it. I'm expecting to see that in the next patch, and I'm expecting to see a Leopard 2 AV, man.
I mean, it's already modeled in the game, so
yeah, it is. It's gonna be a big surprise. Yeah. But
yeah, well, I mean, that doesn't stand up to the M1A1 though.
No, it will not. That's why I feel like, yo, hell no. The only thing that's gonna stand up to the M1A1, honestly, is the A4, maybe, probably the A5. Because the M1A1 is astronomically more heavily armored, man. The numbers go up by the hundreds.
Yeah. On
armor values, man. And you can't get exact. People are always screaming. The people in the doubt. Where's your sources? Where's your sources, man? Go watch the History Channel. It tells you estimated values. Estimated values are exactly that. Estimated values. That's what they're openly willing to tell you. Hey, it'll withstand this. Yeah. Or it's designed to be immune to the firepower from so-and-so's tank. Something about NATO, I'm going to tell you, and a lot of people need to understand. There's reasons, and our friend Tazzy made a good point. There's reasons why too hot missiles and stuff like that aren't used today or were used in the late 80s or the early 90s. You know why? Because they were freaking ineffective against the NATO tanks. So use a little rationality, some common sense. There's reasons a lot of that stuff's not used anymore because it can't penetrate the stuff that the Allied or NATO nations have.
Yeah.
So when people say you want to see a source or don't use Steel Beast or whatever, I'm like, man, we're not cherry picking anything, man. So a good starting point is saying, let's use the too hot. We know how much it penetrates, right? So why isn't it used today? Because you know what, armor values are beyond that now, or then, or whenever. So that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
So
there's two reasons why something would be put out of service. You found a more efficient way of doing the same thing, or it has become redundant, and you haven't made a replacement. From what I remember, they didn't make a replacement for stuff like the Raketen Jagdpanzer too hot, at least in the common way that it was. So it became redundant. That's why it is hardly used, or even used today at all. Like, I don't think... No, they definitely don't use it, because I remember looking.
Yeah.
And when it comes to sourcing this shit, I have realized over the last few weeks, I could provide, the literal designer, like, saying this is what it does, this is this, the armor values are exactly this, and they should be exactly this through the production. Here's all the production documents of the thing, this is what we build it, and someone would still say it's bullshit. So I feel like it's just fucking roll with the punches now when it comes to this stuff.
And when you hit on people like that in the forum, it's no sense even arguing with them because they're going to keep reposting their redundant junk over and over and cry harder and create a lynch mob, of just a witch hunt. And then in the community, it's a disease, it's a plague like that, man. And you know, that's what's wrong with the community, not what somebody else had to say. But anyways, it's just you get enough crybabies together, it forces the hand of mom and dad to do something, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't. You know, people need to be rational. That's the key word there. Rational, and let's focus on BRs, not if a tank's accurately modeled. Don't, you know, don't screw with it, man. The Abrams, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like they did an awesome job on the Abrams with the blowout doors and everything, man. And to model it for gameplay, where it's an insta kill if you got heat rounds or high explosives in there. That's awesome, man. They really put some thought in there for gameplay, for balance. But I'm happy with everything about it. And even though the little nerfs it has taken, that may be acknowledged or not acknowledged, but still, it's a great tank, and they did a great job with it, man. They just need to raise the BR on it. But the other tanks, I feel like they did a good job on the T-64B, man. I think they
Are you ready? Alpha?
I'm sorry, buddy.
Are you ready in the squad?
Oh shoot, I'm still in the match with you, dude. Are you dead?
Oh yeah, fair enough. Sorry. I didn't realize you were in the match.
Yeah, I was in the match with you, bud.
Fair enough. Right. Yeah, you're right about what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
The whole thing's, I don't know. It feels like now, at the moment, the community needs to find something else to bitch about. And it seems now the thing that people are bitching about is advertisement. So I think that's a lot better than bitching about things that we don't know actual values for.
Yeah. And you hit on some,
At least there's ways of quantifying like advertising and shit. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, and you're exactly right in your prediction. You know, this opens the door to be able to do things any way you want to, because a lot of stuff's classified. You know, so.
Yeah. It's this is like the MBT and the KPZ was the unlocking of the door and the creaking slightly. Now somebody's just taken a big fucking sledgehammer to the hinges and said, "Hello, here are my fucking balls.
Yeah.
Let's go." You want to see the M1 and the Leopard 2? Well, you're gonna have to fucking get my dick out, aren't I? Like all this shit.
Yeah, that's right. It's insane. But they need, back up what I was saying, though, way back before I got sidetracked, was, you know, I'd like to see credible players or dev players, whatever, developers, like, unbiased, be able to concentrate on a nation and, like, hey, this is where they're weak at, facing these guys and everything. And we need to take some BR changes, or we need to drop some BR on these things, because there's truly not a rank 6 lineup for the British, or, you know, for example, is what I'm saying. But or either, hey, the you know, the Americans and Russians have a pretty damn strong rank 6 lineup. Let's put their BRs a little higher than everybody else. You know, let's lower somebody, you know, the Germans or the British's BRs down a little bit. You know, it just simple fixes like that, instead of nerfs and buffs, man, and putting ammo in tanks that they didn't even have. Because then you just I don't know, man, you just kind of ruined your whole. I guess your ethics that you want to play with in this game. You know, they want to use. Seems like they want to use historic values only when they want to prove something. Versus, you know, they don't want to play the same. They don't want to apply the same logic to everything when it's not, you know, fit for their agenda. It seems, but whatever.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Play, you know, but
that's the thing. that they have got better at, but it's still annoying. Where like they'll make a change. So the recent change log I went over the other day, and let's just take an example. So the T64A, its paired machine guns went down by 500 rounds, right? They source it, T64A-technical description and manual instructions, right? So there's a source. You can go and see to it. Now, let's go to a different one. So, the Tortoise E100 and the mouse, the thickness of the material of the breech has been changed from 60 to 300. There's no source on this. At all.
Right.
And then we go to M48, M60, M103. Thickness of the rangefinder armor has been changed to 16 millimeters. Once again, no source on this. So why are you sourcing some of this shit and not sourcing the other bits? And the answer is because some of these are done for historical and realistic reasons, and the other ones are either because of bugs, that for some reason they don't write that it's a bug, or they're doing it to balance out the vehicle. And that's just how it is when it comes to this stuff. And it's kind of annoying, but it is how it is.
Yeah. You're exactly right, man.
They don't, like, somebody brought up they didn't give a, source for the 2K's nerf, but they did basically say that, they got together a bunch of sources and, like, averaged them out, but they didn't give the sources. Would have been really nice to see those sources.
Yeah. And I don't know why these sources are not allowed to be shared. I don't understand that, because if these sources are not allowed to be shared, the game is public, right? So, and you're relaying information publicly that you were saying you can't show publicly. So, you're contradicting yourself. I don't understand that, you know.
Good morning, Tashio. Yes, I did take like a 20-minute break about 3 hours ago. But yeah, I've been on for like 3 hours again, so yeah, hope you had a nice sleep. Yeah, it is interesting, like, the way they say that, and what people bring up is the fact that they use historical experts as sources, and they can't give the names of the historical experts, and I can kind of understand that. But, as you said, by the same logic, if these are secrets that only these historical experts have, and the reason they have them is because of, their value, and they have to get paid to basically give them up, what happens is once you put them in the game, those are out. Like, the secrets are out. Now, there's always the Kafka trap, right? The Kafka trap is that if they put the sources in the game and they're completely realistic and historical, even compared to what the historians say, there's no way you can 100% prove that it's historical. So that keeps the information for the those historians.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just one of those things. But and then where being rational comes into play. You know, people have to be rational. You know, don't come in here because you've seen something on Steel Beast, or because something was posted on Reddit, or somebody on the forum is an operator of something. You know, you need to be rational, man. It's a video game. At the same time, you know, so there's a lot of gray area and a lot of, a lot of things there that
stuff,
come. Yeah. So.
Oh, that sucks to share. Thank God I'll never have to do that. But, yeah, there was a thing, like, a bunch of the YouTubers, like, I think it was Slick, Orange Doom, I think, Saurian got involved. They were and Chicken Bites, I think, was there. They did, like, this podcast thing, like, maybe a year ago at this point. And they talked about having, like, a dedicated 100 people that were experienced and knew about the game, and they would be able to do, first of all, early testing of the product. So early testing of, like, the alpha version of vehicles, And on top of that, they would be able to basically give suggestions for what should be changed about the game and all of this stuff. And that's basically what you're talking about. But the counter that I was thinking of at the time, because I went through the experienced people in the game I knew at the time, plus myself, and came to the conclusion that we all have radically different opinions on certain things.
Yeah, definitely.
And then eventually, if, let's say you have this 100 people, they're going to come up with different changes or different beliefs. Then what do? Do you put it to a vote? Do you do majority rule? And if that's that, then you start getting cliques and shit like that, and then everything fucking goes tits up. Because that already happened in the War Thunder community. That happened with the War Thunder Forum Council, or whatever the fuck that shit was, where people got voted in on popularity. They were designed to give Gaijin recommendations from the community. I think it was the War Thunder Community Council or something. And they just didn't give a fuck. And none of them had any time, and the thing fell fucking completely apart because nobody could agree on anything, and it just became shitty power games.
Yeah. And, well, that's where age and maturity comes in part, and it was probably full with a bunch of 20-year-olds or as well. So
probably, yeah.
You know, but
or even less.
Oh yeah, or even less, yeah, possibly. But you know, I'm almost 40 years old, man, and you know, not scared, I'm not embarrassed to say that, but it takes even in my line of work, what I do with the government, man, you still got to. We run into problems with people not being mature enough to make decisions in the field at different ages. But anyways, oh shit, I'm gonna crash. But yeah, just you got to have sound mind people, and for example, just arguing about balance. You know, some people believe, you know, buffs and nerfs are the way to go, and then some people believe BR changes are the way to go, and some people, you know, vice versa, man. You know, so damn, I just landed this thing with 2 wheels, man.
Nice.
Can you believe that? Oh shit! My landing gear was shot off. I just landed this thing with 2 wheels. Wow, never done that before. But yeah, I mean, you know, that would be an argument there. You know, I need this, buff this, and where a simple fix for the other guys would be wanting to scream, well, just up the BR or drop the BR. You know.
And then you'll get the radicals who are like, just take it out the game.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or add this to this thing to equal it out, you know. So you see a mix of all of that, though, right now, you know. But I don't know, man.
If they ever did that, like, trusted fucking player thing, though, I would not want to be anywhere near it. Because I know a lot of opinions a lot of opinions which I have are nothing, definitely not majority opinions on shit, and it would it would turn into me arguing a point that would never win, just constantly. So I just couldn't be asked.
Yeah, we do that now amongst all our people now that we talk with, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, like it would just be such fucking time consuming for the whole thing. I'll leave that to other people.
Right. This one's still going, man. Believe it or not.
How long's it got?
We got 1 player left alive. We just issued. Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna put a blind hunt in right quick.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It would be interesting to think about how it would actually work, but I wouldn't want any part in that unless somebody from like directly asked me to be the fucking shit. What's that guy who always has the opposite opinion of everything to try and give the room a way to be challenged?
Oh heck, brain fart, man.
Yeah, basically it's not the
that guy. Yeah.
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 The guy who makes you test your beliefs, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
I'll find out what it's called. It's gonna annoy me now.
Oh, yeah. You lose sleep over that, dude. I've been hearing a lot of people against this radar thing, and a lot of people for it. I'm for it, man. Because before it came in at top tier, cast, man. Even with this radar, if you jump in MiGs, dude, you're still not gonna get shot down because everybody else is AA. Nobody's AA is worth a damn, you know.
Yeah.
They can't keep up with your MiGs.
What I was thinking of is a devil's advocate.
Yeah.
That's what I would want to be.
But it's funny though, listen to people that said, "Oh, this cast is too much. The cast is ruining tank RB." So they put the damn lead indicators, the radar, in, and you got people that same people who are bitching about cast that are like,
"Oh, it's too good now. I can't get anywhere near anything."
Well, you know what? I'm killing tanks still in my F-84, man.
Yeah.
Top tier, you know, like dude, it's just you just can't boom and zoom in there like you wanted to. You know, you got to use some common sense, man. And I'm nowhere near the pilot most of the people are that I play with, man. Nowhere near. Never will claim to be.
All I'll say about it is right now they're testing a bunch of rank 6 attackers. And these attackers are gonna annihilate your tanks. And you may be cursing out this radar AA, but in a few months' time, or whenever these fucking rank 6 aircraft come out, you're gonna be begging that your whole damn team is full of them.
That's right.
Because nothing else is gonna touch them. They're too fast, they have too many bombs, they have fucking air-to-ground missiles, and they have big-ass guns on the front of them. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't want them anywhere near you, even within like fucking 2K of you.
Yeah.
So, you know, count your lucky stars now that they're actually testing a system to try and counter that shit before they come out, instead of retroactive shit like they did with Smoke and ATGMs.
Yeah.
Because that was a shit show for like half a year, because there was no counter to ATGMs. Or no true counter, I should say. Radar for AA made the M163 great again. I agree. Made it actually usable.
Yeah, I agree with that. That doesn't compare to the Gepard, though, man. And
no, it's not as good.
Shilka, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Falcon needs a 1 complete BR drop, though.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. The Falcon... Yeah.
The poor Falcon.
And what's that friend? The AMX. That dude's freaking a beast too. I seen Fly did some stuff on it the other day.
It's got a lower BR than the Falcon.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
And it should have the radar shit, but it doesn't.
With the AMX?
Yeah, it doesn't have the radar guided stuff, even though it's got a big fat dish on the back.
Oh, I thought it does.
No. It's, the only ones which have it right now are the Japanese Gepard, the German Gepard, the Shilka, and the Vulcan. Oh, AMX has radar now? It was patched in? Oh, okay,
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
I just stand corrected.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have swore I think it was Fly or somebody was, tank hunting with it or something other. I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take a piss, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem.
Come on. Hey. Come here. Okay, I'm back.
Alright, bud. You might as well start you another one, boss. This thing's going still.
Jesus.
Oh, no, it just ended, man. Just got it. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, just put me in a battle.
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it, boss. I gotta drink my workout stuff anyways.
Cat cam? You want a cat cam? You're gonna have to fucking find him first. Bernard, come here. He's just staring at me. Hey. I had him on cam earlier. I can get him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He walked up on the desk, so I grabbed him.
Be right back, bud.
Alright. Come here. Come here. It's annoying as hell trying to get Bernard to do anything, so I'm trying my best. Oop. Hey. Come on. He'll come eventually. He's sat behind me right now. If I keep tapping, he'll come. Hey. Come on. He's a stubborn cat. He's not one of those cats which you can just like go up to and hug and everything like that. No. He's I'm gonna run away, and then when I need food, I'm gonna come see you. That type of cat. Hey.
Alright, I'm back. You die already?
No, I'm alive.
Oh, okay.
I'm still. I got Bernard really close, and then he fucking ran off. I'll probably. I could. Oh no, he's running. Never mind. I'm stuck at work for 7 more hours. That fucking sucks. Did Tiger get his PC sorted out, Matrix? You were the guy who helped him, right? I believe so. It was very kind of you if it was, and if you're a different Matrix, well, you're a great person too. I really wish that, I'm really on a bender right now for, like, I understand they're adding in a bunch of rank 6 stuff, and that's cool and everything, like, from a point of view of, like, sorting out the tech trees and all of this stuff. But the issue I'm having is now we have massive gaps in the existing tech trees, and I'd rather have them filled right now than the new rank 6 shit. Like, for me personally, I think every rank should have a light tank. It should have a competent SPG, a competent tensor, basically a competent something of every type of vehicle, especially light tank and AA, and that just isn't the case right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, man. I think we need when it comes to top tier right now, they need to focus on out of the 4 cornerstones at rank 6. They just need to focus on the British and the Germans. I agree. Give the Germans a production model Leopard 2. Give them the Leopard 2 AV.
Yeah.
Britain, I don't know. I don't know what to do with them, man. I don't know. Give them another variant of a Challenger. I don't know, but I know their BRs need to drop. I know that. But they need to be another AA. But other than that, they need to go through each BR for each nation and reestablish a system for each tier. This tier is missing something in its lineup. This tier is missing something in its lineup. This tier, blah, 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 1 through 6.
Yeah.
For each nation. Some will need a lot. Some will probably not need anything. But need to revisit that. And that brings life. Fills those voids that you're speaking of, you know, and light, mediums, and the AA, you know, and even heavies, you know.
Yeah.
Lord knows the Russian, they don't need any more heavies, but neither do the Germans, really. But
sent in 2 SSDs, 2 HDD, CPU Mobos, and RAM. And he hasn't installed it yet? Why hasn't he installed it yet? Does he need help installing it? Do we need to do a live stream to help Tiger? Maybe he hasn't found the time, I don't know.
Yes, probably.
The German Puma is a light tank, but it doesn't get scout mechanics. I think it's basically because it's labeled as an armored car as well. But at the same time, is it rank 1? I believe it's rank 1, right? No rank 1 light tank has scout mechanics. Tiger Frost hasn't installed because he still has a Priapism? That's a word? That can't be a word.
Yeah, Priapism, that's a hard on, man.
What does that mean?
That's Priapism. It's in the medical field. If you, alright, for example, if I roll up on a MVC, motor vehicle crash,
Right.
On male patients, telltale sign of a back injury is when the male patient has priapism. If he has been involved in some kind of trauma in the back, a lot of times they'll trigger a more or less a hard on, man. They got no control over it, but you're supposed to take the back of your head. I'm serious. Look this shit up. I'm trained in this. I mean, that's how I know. When he said that, when you said that, I started snickering. I already knew. But yeah, you take the back of your hand and you're supposed to brush it across your lap. All right, and that will tell you on a male patient involved in some kind of trauma that could involve his back or neck or whatever, if he does
so
have
loads of functional shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if so if they have a hard on, they just went through something really bad, and that they have something wrong with their back, you need to be prepared for that. So, but yeah, Priapism, yeah. That is, man. So yeah, I actually just taught Boom something, man. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, Matrix is an army medic, so there you go.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh man, you need to find me in game, man. I'm sure we'll have some good stories, man. I've been 16 years, man.
Fucking, that's such a weird name.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the ism part, but I need to find out what the prior means in Latin. It's so ridiculous. Because normally that's how I tell medical names, like with the Latin suffixes. But I had no idea what prior is.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I just know that's what I was trained and what it was called. Instead of saying, "Hey, the dude's got his dick's hard," and so he got back injury. I mean, you're not gonna say that in front of a car full of patients, or somebody got bombed, or just took a big trauma effect. You know, you're not gonna be, "Oh, dude, your dick's hard, your back's broke." You know.
Oh, that's fucking grand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Matrix says old school 91B. I don't know what that means.
I got you.
Your little brother was an army medic. Is everyone a fucking army medic? Is it just, I don't know, is it easy? Or what?
Military medics it's easier to do than it is stateside. You do stateside, that's the thing about National Registry for paramedic, intermediate, or basics. They won't recognize the Department of Defense's medical field for some reason when it comes to medic or EMTs. You have to go through the whole program all over again, which I disagree with, because Here in the stateside, to work in the field, you got med control practices. So meaning that if you're under a jurisdictional med control, what you learn in the military may be illegal in this city or county or parish or wherever you are in the United States. You're controlled by med control. Med control is a supervisor of a doctor or doctors that tells you what you can and can't do in the field. And you can be severe punishment, legal punishment. You can do time if you don't stay within your scope of practice. So maybe that has a lot to do, but I still feel like your CE hours, I think your CE hours counts towards state and national certifications, but it's a shame that you get these elite paramedics, field medics in the military that come here and try to get a job in the field, in the fire or ambulance service or something, and have to go through all that junk again, man. And where they're, it's just, to me, it's redundant, man. It's a waste of everybody's time, and they should just go through, I guess, a semester refresher of the scope of practice training here. To see in one city and state, an EMT basically probably start IVs. Well, in this other city and state, an EMT basic cannot start IVs or cannot intubate, so. But yeah, it's a weird world, man. And we're still evolving in that field of work, and I feel like a lot of the field medics are well underpaid. There used to be a competition in the Carolinas somewhere, or I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But for all you medics listening, y'all probably know what I'm listening to. There used to be a competition between paramedics, EMTs, all the field EMTs, against controlled setting nurses and doctors. I forgot the name of it. You can Google it and find it out. But we actually sent a team from one of my departments of paramedics and EMTs. And every year, what it is strictly signs and symptoms competitions. You take these nurses and stuff, and they compete against the EMTs on discovering, reading signs and symptoms on patients to try to diagnose and treat these signs and symptoms to stabilize the patient, right? Because ultimately, that's all we can do in the field. All right. Very rarely can we diagnose or cure something in the field if it's life-threatening. We only stabilize and get them to the surgical setting. That's the main thing we're trying to do. There's one of those damn P-47s. Damn it. But anyways, that being said, the EMTs or the medics, field medics, have always, from what I've heard and seen, have always smoked the nurses and practitioners and stuff in this competition, because they don't have all their little, their in-house or control setting instruments that do all this for them. It's definitely the strongest doctors that I've ever seen came from a paramedic field. They worked in the field long before they became, got their doctor's degree or whatnot. Yep, I'm out real quick. Got a Spitfire and a Wyvern on me. But yeah, it's an interesting field of work, man. It's very well underpaid. We don't make near the money the nurses, practitioners, or nowhere near the doctors make, man. But we're out in the elements in the field, stabilizing human lives in whatever setting, whether it be a secure setting or not. And what I mean by secure setting, mean being safe or not. Of course, in a war zone or in theater, it's never safe. But here stateside, we usually have law enforcement secures the scene before EMS moves in. So, but still, even then, at that point, there's still a lot of unknowns. So it's never truly secure. Whereas in a controlled setting where the nurses and doctors are, that's a safe setting for most part, But yeah, these guys out in the field, I'll tell you the average pay throughout my area of the nation, average pay for these guys is $30,000 to $45,000 a year. That's average pay. And whereas, no, it's not a whole lot at all. Yeah, that's base pay. Yeah, it's just base pay. Yeah, it's base pay, and usually depends on who you're with. That may or may not be with benefits, but like so far as retirement, but they all offer insurances or whatnot. But most of these people take bridge classes, and it's only usually a 500-hour bridge class to go over to start their nursing or whatnot. So, but in these same areas, though, the practitioners and the other nurses, they're in the 50 to about the 90 range. If they're a practitioner, if they're independent or whatever, man, they can make a lot of money.
Are you ready?
Oh, shoot, my bad. I didn't know you're back in the hangar.
I'm always gonna die before you do, even if you die right at the start. Like, if I fight at my BR, it's just P47s everywhere. If I fight higher, it's P51s everywhere. And if I fight lower, then I can actually get to a base.
Yeah. Had this Spitfire I was going head on with, and a Wyvern come in and snipe my ass. I didn't see him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a few mates in... Well, I have a few mates in Calgary who work in the EMT stuff. And the biggest issue they had, because they get paid pretty well up here, to be honest.
Right.
Like, we're talking about $25 an hour, which is, you know, I mean, compared to what you're talking about, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the training is around about 6 months. Like, I think 1 month not actual training, and then 5 months on the job training. So, paid training, basically. But the big thing that they talked about was the stress involved. Like, they always used to talk about the fact that everybody, not just them, but when you look at the that part of industry as a whole, like the police, the firemen, basically everything, everyone had some kind of vice that they had to hang on to, because otherwise everything would just get to them. Like all the shit that they'd seen, all of that stuff, and that is basically the stuff that's missed out on the most when it comes to actually dealing with.
Every mentality is a little bit different. You'll find yourself, myself, some things get to me more so than others, and I can say this, for the vast majority of us, kids get to us more than anything, right?
Yeah.
But we also find ourselves being kind of immune to our own sadnesses within a family, like grief. You find yourself where you can't grieve for a family member, like everybody else, and it's not as a shock to you if, say, you lose a family member in a wreck or natural causes or a heart attack. It's because you've already gotten a sense of acceptance of death. You already have acceptance of that, and you'll grieve, but it's not going to be the same as somebody that doesn't see that on a routine basis, man. People, I get something simple like younger generations or kids. They'll always ask people, they're in my line of work, how many dead people have you seen? Have you ever seen anybody get killed? And that kind of stuff. When I got back from Iraq, they were like, how many people did I was like, I don't know, I really don't know. And in my 16 years, it was actually one of my son's kids, one of my son's buddies asked me, and asked me, he's like, well, how many dead people you think you've seen? I was like, buddy, he's like, probably 40 or 50. I was like, no, man, I've seen more than that. And he's like, probably like maybe close to 100. I was like, no, buddy, more than that. Yeah. And he's like, well, how many? I said, honestly, buddy, I don't know. I said, it's in the thousands. I've seen thousands. Yeah. And he just kind of looked at me. He's like, no, really? Buddy, yeah. I mean, I go on routinely throughout a year between myself. I probably do 2,000 calls a year myself. Yeah. Our CAD system, I mean, and one department went on to be at, we averaged, shoot, 11 or 12,000 calls a year.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's everything, man. From domestics to shootings, MVCs, all of it, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I couldn't deal with that. The reason well, one of the big reasons why I never became a doctor is I can't get past the idea of telling someone that they're gonna die.
yeah. Yeah.
I find that's one thing and that's a pretty mild thing when it comes to it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, compared to a lot of the shit that's out there. But that is a dilemma that I struggled with for about 4 years when I was supposed to be doing a fucking medical school with all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see where different people's lines are, and also how it changes with time. Like, you know how a lot of people say, like, the older that you get, the less of a fuck you kind of give? It's really obvious when you talk to, like, 60, 70-year-olds about pretty much anything. Like, they're either, like, they either see it as a normal day occurrence, or they've dealt with those feelings in the past, so it's kind of interesting talking to them about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing that we don't do in the field. We never tell somebody they're going to die, or we never tell anybody they're going to survive. We don't do that.
I'll just wait a second to answer something. Matrix, the way to get Tiger to do anything with his PC is to kick him in the ass and tell him to do it. Because otherwise he won't do it. Just say to him, oh, have you done the PC yet? When he says no, you ask him why. He says, I haven't found time. Then you tell him to find time. I've dealt with tigers in the past. Like, you need to help them along and basically be like, hey, you know you have to do this. It is time for you to do this.
Yeah. He's like a kid with a dirty room, man.
Yeah. Clean your damn room. You start off with that, hey, you know, it'd be nice, here's a vacuum, you know? You could give it a go. Oh, here's a duster. And then after a few weeks,
Tiger's got such a genuine attitude, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's just got this, he's just like, I'm not really worried about it. And if you have a go at him, he's still sharp and bouncy, man. He just has the right thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I just got this one episode of some conversation with some folks that is really funny going through my head that I'm not going to say on the stream, but you already know. It's still to this day, it's the funniest shit I've come across in Discord, man. I mean, I'll probably experience that again, you know.
Yeah.
But that was some good stuff, man. I could not hold my composure back. That was totally awesome, man.
But yeah, the best way to help him is to be like, hey, have you done this? And then when he says no, you ask him why, and he says a bullshit reason, and then you basically say, you know, you got to do this. It's only going to take you an hour, and then you offer, hey, I can talk you through it. You know, we can go through it like that, and all that, and you try and help him along with it. Like, as Mofo said, how do you deal with a child who doesn't want to clean their room? First of all, you give them the tools, and you say, hey, this is a cool machine, it makes a vroom vroom, give it a go, right? And then, well, after you've given them the tools and they still don't do anything, you ask them to do it, like, just straight up. And then if they don't do it, you tell them to do it. And that's pretty much how you gotta deal with situations like this.
Yeah.
How did I kill him?
I don't know, man. I got an assist off of it, though.
Yeah. And if he still doesn't do it at the end of the day, well, that's his prerogative, not yours. He's a grown man, I think.
Yeah, he just hit that status.
Yeah. So well, I suppose where you define it. I mean, a lot of people would say I'm not a fucking grown man. What do they say nowadays? Like 32 is the sweet number, or like 27, some shit like that.
Yeah, I think 30. Yeah.
He's like,
can't take nobody serious until they hit their 30s.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys should not listen to me for another 6 years. 6 years, come back. I'll be fucking Buddha. I'll be fucking Buddha.
Oh yeah.
But now, no,
oh, yeah.
Don't listen to the crazy crank mid-20-year-old.
You're a rare breed, man.
Yeah.
Not me.
It's
to listen to.
What? Say again, sir.
No, I said there's not many 20-year-olds to listen to. Trust me.
There's not many 20-year-olds I listen to, and I have to fucking hang out with them every day.
Yeah, that's right.
But,
I've got to find some people my age, man. They're on this damn game, man. I've got to, dude, because I got to listen to so much meme shit, and I hear so much anime talk. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what. I don't think nobody else my age knows what the fuck anime is, man. I don't. You know, I just want to play the fucking game and drink my Long Island iced tea, drink a few beers, and talk some shit and talk about big titty redheads, man. You know, I don't hear about all this other crap, man. But
he's 3 hours away from me. I told him to stop by my shop, and I would do it. He won't come to your shop. And Burlies, I think that says. Thanks for the follow. That's very kind of you. But yeah, 3 hours is well, I suppose for Americans 3 hours isn't that long. If you told me in Britain, like, okay, you have to travel 3 hours, I'll be like, where the fuck you at, in Sweden or some shit? But I suppose in America it's not that far. You can make a day trip of it. But I think he said, the last time I talked to him about it, he was sending it to his local shop to get fixed. So hopefully, well, not fixed, but you know what I mean, like put it together. So hopefully that'll do. Why am I fucking bouncing? I haven't actually talked to him in about a week. What's he been up to? Has he been doing anything? Like, have you talked to him?
Tiger? No, I haven't seen him in a while, man. He posted a video up of him and I getting taken out by that Ontos by his buckshot, but that was it. I hadn't heard anything from him since then. I messaged him, I guess a couple weeks ago, probably last time you talked to him. That was it, man.
Yeah.
Seen was on, seen what he was working on. He said he still didn't have a computer, so.
I can't repair because my 177 won't stop bouncing. Are you out of the game or in the game?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the game still.
Alright.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be my last one. I got to get my day started.
That's fair enough. I'll just keep bouncing though.
Yeah, keep going, bud.
You talked to him on Monday? What did he say? When was Monday? Fuck. Oh, it's Friday today. Fuck.
Yeah, it is crazy, huh? This week flew by, dude.
Hell yeah, it did. Oh, I'm repairing now.
Oh, finally, huh?
Yeah, the bouncing it's slightly less, so I'm guessing it's letting me repair.
Wow, dude just crashed. Oh,
Oh, confidence issues. Right. Okay, Mofo, how do you deal with somebody with confidence issues? Because I think we're gonna highly differ in this.
Alright.
To be honest.
Confidence issues. First of all, get around people that take away your confidence. Second of all, find something that you're good at doing to build your confidence in, and then baby steps after that. Find some shit that you're not good at and get better at. Build confidence.
Well, let's say there's a specific thing that you're not confident in doing. Like, let's say, like, swinging on a swing or some shit like that. Like, something real simple. How would you get somebody to do that, or at least feel confident to do that?
You'd first it'd be you'd have to trigger motivation, of course, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to get them. Yeah, make them want to do it. You'd have to find that trigger to get motivated to do it, and then after that, hopefully stumble across somebody that was in the same boat as you, that wasn't good at doing whatever it was that the goal is. Just say swinging again. That I was scared to swing, never swung good at all. So and then somebody, building confidence is find somebody that can share the same story, right? Kind of like going through depression and seeing a counselor, or seeing or a preacher, or a
share the burden and all that.
Yeah, somebody can relate to you that you don't know. And the worst thing, and the worst thing to do to build confidence is to build confidence to a friend or family member. Don't do that, because it's biased.
Yeah,
because they want.
Party.
Yep. Find somebody that does not know you, a new friend or acquaintance or whatnot. Say it's a gym buddy or whatever. That's how you build confidence, man. Just knowing that it can be done from somebody else that's in the same situation. And if you don't have that, just attempting it and committing. You got to commit. And again, that's where it comes in. If you're in the wrong environment, if you're around people that are negative and that are just constantly bringing you down, you got to first separate yourself from all the negativity that's killing your motivation to become confident or to attempt whatever it is your goal is.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's pretty much my answer in a nutshell, man.
Alright, so first of all, Berliet, thank you for watching the YouTube vids and stuff. That's awesome. There will be one up today, probably on the Key 108 or the Martin 167. And yeah, it's nice to see you at Twitch. I'm personally doing well. I think Mofo's doing well. I'm a bit tired, but we're doing life lessons with Mofo right now. So
might not be the best, man. I mean, I might offend some people.
Toshio says, confidence, have a pretty girl watch you do it, you'll suddenly become an expert. There's that as well. My philosophy, which has worked for me through my life and worked for me with dealing with other people, is put the fucker on a swing and push. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And they'll work out if they want to do it or not. So in this situation, where Tiger doesn't want to put his GPU in his computer because he doesn't want to break it or anything, you've got to talk him through doing it. And just make him feel a little bit confident, but make sure he does it. Because if he sits there and ponders about it, he's never going to do it. You got to push him. But that's life lessons from me. This works most of the time. But when it doesn't work, the 20-30% of the time, you'll end up never talking to that person again. So just understand that.
That's right.
Like, it's the road of hard knocks or whatever. Or walk of hard knocks, I don't know what it is. School of hard knocks mentality.
Yeah, there you go.
My dad went all the way through, like, me growing up was like literally, oh, you want to do it? We'll go do it. Why are you sitting here? You said you wanted to go do it. Fuck off. Go do it. And that helped a lot. It helped a lot with me doing shit.
There you go.
And yeah, you learn by making mistakes. You will fuck up. But you know what's really satisfying? Fucking up and you fixing it. Instead of having somebody else fix it. Because then you feel like a shithead. It's as simple as that. You just rage quitted the 120 long schlong and was looking for some chilled streams and found yours. Yep. We're talking about some harsh life lessons, but yeah, it's pretty chill.
What was that? Dave Chappelle, Half Baked.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend sends him to rehab because he's smoking marijuana too much, and he goes in there and all the things that were said. You got crackheads in there, and they asked him, Dave Chappelle, like, what is he in there for? He's like, wow, I was smoking marijuana. Everybody starts laughing and getting him shit. It was like, you know what I did? I sucked cock for crack. You never sucked cock for crack. So I mean, that's a pretty hard life, man. You know, that was the best thing. She was, oh, Lord, no, hell no, I ain't. I got to find that on YouTube, pal. Oh Lord, yeah.
I'm getting chased by PBY. Are you near? No.
Man, I got like 20 rounds left. I'm actually landing right now. I don't have enough to deal with him.
I've never been hunted by a PBY.
Yeah, he's on his last desperation, I guess.
Listen, man, everyone have a story to tell. It's sort of nice to let off some steam from time to time, but I might not start sharing my personal life experience since it's very boring stuff. I tell you what, I have people who collect stamps in my life, and I find that shit incredibly boring, but they love it, and the point is, people will still find your shit interesting. No matter what it is, if you create a podcast and talk about frogs, there'll be people who listen. You'll find them. What you may find boring, other people don't. Like, my wife finds World War II shit incredibly boring. Like, to the point of where she's like, why are we watching this documentary again? And shit like that. And I find it really interesting. And that's just how it is. So, it may be boring to you, but you'll find people who find it interesting.
Talking about that,
stay away from psychologists, because they'll find you a bit too interesting.
Yeah, psychologists have their own psychologists, by the way. Nobody knew that, so. Well, yeah, I watched a movie on Netflix. I thought it was pretty cool. My wife fell asleep watching it, though. But it was about a Vietnam vet. It was the Army's smallest soldier. It was Flaherty was his name.
Right.
James Flaherty. It's on Netflix. The name of the show is called The Giant Killer. And he lived a really weird life, man. He was 4'9". Smallest man ever to enter the military. But he went through Vietnam, became a captain or a command. I think he made the rank of second lieutenant or captain. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyways, he ended up working like the CIA and the ATF and stuff, and ended up being homeless, man. But he got hit. He was hit by a car last year, wherever it was, and the officers in that local area knew him. You know, he was homeless, so the officers made friends with him because he was a veteran.
Yeah.
But they went back and knew where his stuff was in a storage unit, and they went through all his boxes, and they made a movie of him, man. And really very accomplished guy, man, but just decided he wanted to be homeless. And but you see where Vietnam screwed his head up and all kinds of things. You're talking about burnout earlier with the EMS workers, man. But he's a prime example, man, of all this training he had and Green Beret and everything, man. And such a little fella, and it goes along the lines of confidence of what the other person was asking about, how to build confidence. Well, this guy was 4'9", and had to write a letter to Congress because he didn't meet the minimal standard of 100 pounds or 5 foot tall. He was 89 pounds and 4'9", and ended up being a Green Beret and working for the CIA and ATF undercover overseas and everywhere.
Yeah.
Very interesting guy. So, yeah, check him out. It's called The Giant Killer.
I'll see if it's on the Canadian one, because that sounds really interesting.
Yeah. And it doesn't have climaxes to it. It's not a real great documentary, but it's just an interesting fella to know that people like this do exist.
Yeah.
And it just made me think about that with what we were talking about earlier with burnout. EMS workers, and then the confidence, how to build confidence question, and that's a kind of a mix of all with that. And not saying like our suggestions are gonna make you wind up being homeless and getting ran over by a damn car. What happened to him now? I mean, I'm not saying that, but, you know, that's not the end game. That it was for him, but that's, you know, but yeah, it's a pretty interesting fella, man.
Yeah, says I'm sort of a novice psychologist myself. Well, my dad always said that psychologists and sociologists are trying to figure out what's wrong with themselves, but I don't completely subscribe to that. I think most psychologists are in it to do good in this world and all that. But there is definitely, it's like we were talking about before, where there is a psychological risk with dealing with psychologically damaged people. Like it will eventually wear you out.
Yeah.
Do you see how much their base has literally like 50 kilos left to kill on it?
Yeah.
This guy's fucking teaching me through how to land. Come on, I know how to land. Lord in heaven. Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in the chat there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can land. Come on, gear out. No shit. Oh god, this is oh no. My frame rate is at like 2 right now.
Oh no.
I am bouncing as well, so I don't know if I'm repairing or not. I always fancied in manipulating people, being a psychologist.
They must be on their airfield.
Oh, I'm being repaired, but I'm at like 2 FPS. 2-minute repair.
I'm at 50 right now, 48.
You're at what?
50 FPS.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine's stabilized at 40. I don't know what crashed it through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Or crashed it through the floor, I should say.
My average ping's been about 150 for all this week. And that's even on a US server. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm just really debating on getting just a home computer or building one, and
I'd build one.
I don't know. Yeah,
to
that's
Matrix,
what
he'll help you out with it. Like,
yeah, definitely.
To buy and stuff.
Yeah, tell my budget I'm looking at. Cause I'm OCD about my money, man. If I say my budget's 800, but you know, damn it, it's 800. You know, that's the way it is.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Rex because he knows a lot about computers, so people come to him for help, and he's just like, I don't know. Every time.
Yeah, I know. He's so hilarious, man. I could, what was it? Somebody was having issues. I think Rex was sitting in the background. I was like, Rex, what? And Rex just sat there quiet. He didn't even answer. He was just sitting there like, right. Oh, it was Discord issues or something. He was like, oh, have you? He just mumbling. Oh, yeah, all right, man. I won't volunteer you no more, man.
The stupid thing is, like, he'll always know the answer. It's just if he can be asked to fucking say it or like put you through like how to do it.
Yeah,
it's fucking funny when he does. Whenever you hear that noise, when it's like that, you just know you're fucked. Like you're getting nothing.
Oh yeah. Oh, especially when you get squatted up with him. If he's in a lazy mood, he's like, you know, there's a guy over there. Yeah. What was that, Rex? And then you get killed. Like, yeah, I was telling you, there's a guy over there, and like, Rex, he was right fucking beside me. There was no emergency or authority to what you were saying, bro. What the fuck, man? I'm not coming back. Hey, yeah, I'll get him. I couldn't handle you if you were in my department, man. I've been done told you, like, dude, come home, speak up. I got to hear you, man. Move and talk with authority. Yeah.
No fucking hell.
He's so damn hilarious, man. And he's sharp as a tack too, man. I mean, he has the quickest things, And to say, man, I thought he was gonna let loose on Mills that day. Mills just feeling all pumped up and spunky that day, and said what he did when Rex asked what we were doing, and Mills replied back with that smart ass remark, and Rex just got real quiet. I was like, I think Rex is probably gonna bust his balls, but he did. He just sat there real quiet, and I was like, oh shit. It was good though, man.
Yeah, Rex is great.
Yeah.
I wish Tazzy was on more. Like I miss Taz. But it's nice that Rex is still about, at least for now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The whole thing, just the way he reacts to shit is just great.
Oh, he's so chill about everything,
relaxed.
man. He wasn't so chill about Anton calling us racist, though. He didn't play that game, did he?
Nah.
Oh, man. Oh, Lord. That was hilarious. I was waiting to hear what his response was, and it was like, you couldn't wait to tell me, dude. I was like, I knew he was going to get shitty about that. But anyways. Good stuff. But I'm gonna have to let you have it from here on out. I gotta get out there and hit some weights, man, and get my day started. I got a few appointments I gotta make at some other properties today.
All right.
But you gonna be on this evening, or?
Might be. It really
probably need to
depends.
get some sleep.
No, sleep isn't the issue. It just depends what kid wants to do.
I got you. Y'all got any big plans for the weekend?
No, but I think I'm supposed to be taking her out for dinner at some point, and it might be today.
That'd be good. I got you. You can take her to Waffle House. See, my wife is the easiest one. She doesn't need like big restaurants. She likes these novelty places to go. You know, like a new hole in the wall pizza joint, or a Waffle House, or some backwoods bar and grill. She likes that kind of stuff. You know, I mean, she's not the person that lives that life, but she likes to go see those places, right? Because she didn't have that where she's from in Australia. And she just likes that dingy shit. I'm like, man, I don't, these are the kind of people I put in jail. I don't want to. I don't want to. But she wants, I don't want to deal with that, So that's the irony of it, man. And honestly, with my field of work, I like to sit at home, man. I don't even want to go out in the general public anymore, man.
Holy shit!
I'm just burnt out. But yeah, that's just my wife, man. I mean, she could be happy as I'll get out, man. If she goes sees this little place with the roof falling in and they're cooking damn hamburgers, she's fine with that. She likes that shit. Like, whatever. It's a cultural thing she wants to see, Yeah.
No,
So.
With Kit, like when we started dating, it was when I was at uni and it was literally like dirt poor. So we used to go to like pubs and do like because she didn't have a lot of money either, and we did like the daily special shit, and that's what the dates would be. It was really nice and quaint, and on our anniversary we do like something similar to that. But now that I'm making a bit of money, it's fucking like couture shit now, like au nouveau sushi and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
One day we were setting up to go out on a date, and we were gonna go to this fancy, I think it was either a sushi or Vietnamese place, and she was like, "Fuck it, can we just go to Wendy's?" And I was like, "Yeah." Yeah, we can. That's much better for me. I can get a bunch of food and not feel bad about myself.
Right.
Instead of eating some dainty sushi shit.
That's right.
Oh yeah, pho's nice. I like pho. But yeah, like au nouveau food restaurants in where I'm at is just fucking awful. I'm not a hipster, and they're all fucking hipsters.
Same. Yeah, by no means, But All right, man. Well, I'll check back with you in a little bit, man, and see how things are. If you're around, if not, oh, well, I'll catch you. I go back on duty in the morning for 24 hours, but I'll be back around. Not this evening, but probably Sunday. I'm off on vacation all next week, so I got straight 5 days. We can grind some stuff together, or give people more life lessons and stream.
I'll probably put this up on the channel as like, I don't know, some like podcast or some shit.
Yeah, I got you. Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. All right, brother. We'll see you later, boom. Take care, man.
Yeah, have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Mofo. You can't beat Mofo. He's a great guy. Really nice lad. Let's get some music back on. If I can find some. Oh, what do we want? I want like chill piano music or something. Like him already? Yeah, he's a lovely guy. Like, and the thing that I like personally, like when I met him, the way I met him was he just turned up on the server one day, and he said, "Someone gave me this link. I have no idea why. You know, is like, are you guys down for playing, or like, what do you do here?" Basically, and it was just like he was fine just talking to anyone. Like, he just decided, you know, he's just gonna have a chat, and since then, you know, we've just talked and played the game and had fun, and he's a real nice guy. And there's a bunch of people like that in the War Thunder community, and he's really active, like on the forums and stuff, which is something that the community also needs. Like,